of my course, Language as a System. First, I would like to start by saying what is a language. Language is a system of verbal and non-verbal communication which has a meaning and conveys a message. It's integrated by 4 branches: phonetics, phonology, syntax, and morphology. The properties of the language are 6. Displacement is when human users are capable of producing message and can be referred to the time that it's happening. Arbitrariness is a meaning given by the society which is very wearable and understandable. Productivity is the future of the language in which utterances are continually created so we can produce a lot of sentences. Cultural transmission is the process of language that is processed from one generation to other. Discreteness, the sounds used in the language are meaningful, distinct, and duality is organized at 2 levels or layers simultaneously. We have coding and decoding. So, in a conclusion, linguistic competence is the knowledge that we have to produce as sentences of a language, and linguistic performance is the way or how we use this knowledge in a speech production or comprehension. Morpheme is the most simple sound. Phonetic is the characteristics of the sound in manner of articulation is sound studies. Phonology describes the organization of the sound systems, and that means is the study of the sounds of the language. Phonetic and phonology are branches of the language that study sounds. Grapheme and morpheme. The grapheme is a letter of the alphabet with a written representation, and the phoneme is the distinctive sound in the language capable of creating a distinction of meaning between 2 words. According to the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, all letters has a phoneme. Mostly are the same, except in C would be KS, like a car or science. H doesn't have a phoneme. L, M, N, P, Q, P are the same. Q could be K, R, S. T doesn't have a phoneme. And X, K, S, or S, as you can see. We have phonemes for the vowels too. Could be A, like cat or pat, or A like father, a strong A like cat. E, I, O, or U. Compound sounds, we have another compound sounds, especially in thin that we call minimal pair, that, she, vision, and W, U, and Y are considered 2 vowels, semi-vowels or semi-consonants, because can be both. As example, university. According to the IPA, grapheme and phonemes are just a set of symbols. So when we have a phoneme, we can signal by the line brackets, but if it's a word or full sentence, we need a square brackets, but also if we have a silent grapheme, like in the case of castle, we indicate with the square brackets. We have some other phonemes, like schwa, could be vowel or consonant, but very soft one. This thing is a variation that could be a letter A or U. TH is called minimal pair because the variation is only in one sound, thin, TH. Vowels and consonants. Consonants are letters that are produced with the trapped sounds by the lips or the tongue, and the vowels are 5 letters in the spoken that are associated with the rest of the alphabet and are pronounced with the open mouth. Alphabet can be voiced or voiceless, dependent to the vibration. Voiced is when you can feel the vibration on your throat, and voiceless you cannot feel a vibration in your throat. Now we're going to start with morphology. Morphology, we're going to study the word and the word formations. Morphology is all about the mental system of rules that help us to form and understand a word. A morpheme is the smallest independent unit of language. Word is a unit of language consisting in one or more spoken sounds or their written representation. A word formation, there are four main kind of word formation, that is suffixes, prefixes, conversions, and compound words. In a fiction, we're going to include the prefixes and suffixes. Suffixes change the category of the part of a speech, and the prefix change the meaning of the word. Like in the word denationalization, the is a prefix will be opposite, nation morpheme noun, old suffix adjective, I suffix verb, Asian suffix noun. Word structure. A word structure is we can divide it in two: simple and complex. Simple is a word that we cannot divide it, as a boy or hospital, and complex are a word that is formed by one morpheme plus one suffix or prefix, and from noun comes to verbs. Derivation. The derivation is the way that we change the verb to the noun. A new word is created. Example: fix plus able, fixable. Compound words. The compound words is the creation of a new word of a several existing ones in which independent words can occur. Example: noun to noun, chain smoking. Other word formation, we have a blending, is a combining two separate from to produce a new term. Is basically by taking the beginning of the one word and the ending of the another word. Example: teleton comes from telephone to marathon. Clipping is when more than one syllable in a word is reduced. Example: doctor, dog, gasoline, gas. Back formation is a reduction process to form another word of a different type. Example: donate, donation. Conversion is a change in the function of a word. Example: bottle is a noun, but in the sentence, they bottled the milk, bottle will be a verb. Acronyms. Acronyms is a word formed from the initial letters, like the siglas: ONU, UNESCO, FBI. Additional formations, we have a cognate is the invention of a new word, as an aspirin, zipper, nylon, Kleenex. Borrowing is a word or phrase that adopted from another language into another, but they look like a native words. Inflection. The inflection is a change in the form of a word with a typically ending. It doesn't make a new word, just a change from single to plural, normal to third person, normal verb to third person, present to past, normal verb to gerund, comparatives and superlatives. And syntax. Syntax, we're going to study three kinds of sentences: simple, compound, and complex. Syntax, by the universal grammar, that's the rules that govern the structure of English as a foreign language. By the universal grammar, we have three kinds of sentences: simple, compound, and complex. Simple is formed by subject plus noun plus verb plus complement. And a compound will be subject plus verb plus complement and a coordinating conjunction to join sentences, and this coordination are and, both, or, so, for, yet. And a complex sentences, we have a dependent clause plus independent clause. In a dependent clause, we have subject, verb, and complement that will be a cause. And in the independent clause, we have subject plus verb plus complement, but will be the consequences. Descriptive analyze. What is a descriptive analyze? Well, that's the way that we can analyze a sentence. Example: in the sentence, the girl jumps the rope in the park. Noun phrase, the girl. Verbal phrase, jumps the rope in the park. And modifiers, the rope in the park. The part of a sentence is a group of words that express a complete thought. And we have indirect object, direct object, subject, adjective, adverb, article, determiner, verb, and modifiers. The modifiers can be time, place, or mood. Trees and constituencies. That's the way that we can analyze a sentences too. It's another way to call verbal noun phrases and verbal phrases. And we have to analyze it from the bottom to the top. Example, the dog bites the car. In the dog bites the cars, we have article, noun, verb, article, and noun. Um, article plus noun, it comes to a noun phrase. Verb, article to noun, noun phrase. From noun phrase plus and verb plus noun phrase will be a verbal phrase. And noun phrase and verbal phrase, it comes in a simple sentence. And that's everything. Thank you very much.